BTS News Today, Paris, October 2025. The sky over Paris that afternoon felt different. The city known as the capital of fashion, the city of lights that never sleeps in its brilliance, was once again transformed into a grand stage as Dior opened the doors to its fall 2025 fashion show. But what made this moment extraordinary was not merely Dior's reputation as one of the biggest fashion houses in the world, but the piercing screams, thunderous cheers, and endless camera flashes raining down on the red carpet. The reason? One name that became the gravitational center of attention: Park Jimin, a BTS member who is no longer just a music icon, but a global symbol uniting fashion, art, and culture. The very moment his steps landed on Dior's red carpet, the world seemed to pause. Fans who had lined up since dawn screamed hysterically, while fashion editors, photographers, and VIP guests exchanged astonished glances. Everyone asked the same question: why were the screams for him so much louder than those for other world-class celebrities? The answer was both simple and complex. Because it was Jimin. His aura wasn't just the aura of a star. It was the magnetism that left no one able to look away. Jimin walked in Dior's latest exclusive piece, never before seen by the public. A tailored asymmetrical jacket with satin draping that flowed smoothly with his movements, paired with polished black leather boots reflecting the flashlights. Yet it wasn't the outfit alone that stunned the crowd. It was the way he carried himself, the slight lift of his chin, the sharp yet gentle gaze at the cameras, that made everyone feel the presence of a superstar who wasn't born from the fashion world, but from music, and yet so effortlessly conquered both. The screams grew louder when Jimin paused, turning toward the crowd of fans waving purple banners and posters of his face. Some even broke into tears just from his fleeting glance. "Jimin, Jimin ah," they cried repeatedly, their voices echoing all the way into the fashion hall. Security guards struggled to contain the euphoria, as though Jimin's arrival had transformed Dior's fashion show into a sudden BTS concert. In the rows of invited guests, several world-renowned celebrities stood from their seats just to get a closer look at the man who set Paris on fire that evening. Designers whispered to one another, admitting Jimin's aura rivaled the spotlight on Dior's collection itself. Fashion journalists scribbled furiously into their notebooks, while others hit record on their devices, eager to capture every detail of this historic moment. And despite being so used to the spotlight, Jimin radiated warmth. A small smile tugged at the corner of his lips, which made some fans burst into happy tears. At one point, a child in the crowd waved a tiny BT21 plush doll. Jimin stopped, bent slightly, and waved back at the child directly. The scream that followed was deafening, as if Paris itself had surrendered to the tidal wave of love directed at him. Why was everyone screaming? Because Jimin wasn't just attending Dior as a guest. He stood there as a symbol of change, living proof that K-pop had transcended music stages to become a universal language dominating fashion. Jimin was the embodiment of how a singer from Busan could stand shoulder to shoulder with international models, Hollywood actors, and fashion icons, and shine even brighter than them. But behind the cheers lingered a small mystery. Seated in the front row, Jimin appeared to receive something from a Dior staff member, an envelope, sleek black with a golden seal. Cameras captured the moment, and fans began speculating wildly. Was it an official Dior collaboration invitation? Or perhaps a secret project soon to be revealed? The fashion world buzzed, since Dior rarely gave such explicit hints to its guests. As the lights dimmed and the runway show began, cheers for Jimin did not fade. Even while models strutted down the catwalk, whispers rippled among the audience, many more focused on Jimin's expressions than Dior's newest designs. International TV cameras broadcasting the event often shifted their focus, flashing close-ups of Jimin's face on giant screens. Each time his image appeared, the entire venue roared once again. The climax came when the show ended and the models returned to the stage with Dior's head designer. Suddenly, the crowd's chants merged into one unified sound. "Jimin, Jimin, Jimin." The designer turned toward Jimin, smiled, and elegantly raised his hand in acknowledgement, as though admitting that the night belonged not only to Dior, but also to Jimin. That night, Paris, the city of light, belonged not just to fashion, but but to a man who since his 2013 debut has continued writing a never-ending story. Once again, Jimin proved he is not just an idol, not just a singer, not just a dancer, but a true icon capable of making the world scream with nothing more than a single step on the red carpet. And when Jimin finally left the venue, slipping into a waiting black car, fans kept screaming even after the vehicle disappeared into the Parisian streets. Some remained frozen in place, tears streaming down their cheeks, still trying to grasp what they had just witnessed. Meanwhile, within minutes, social media exploded with hashtags like hashtag Jimin at Dior, hashtag DiorXJimin, and hashtag Jimin takes Paris, all instantly trending worldwide. That night, Dior may have presented its latest collection, but what history will remember will not be only the elegant gowns or sharp suits. It will be how Park Jimin made people scream, cry, and feel alive in a moment they knew could never be repeated. A moment when the worlds of fashion and music fused into one name. Jimin. Paris, a city carved in light and history, was once again the center of the world as Dior staged one of the most prestigious fashion events of the year. Yet all records of elegance, tailored jackets, and contemporary designs seemed to vanish, eclipsed by one moment that electrified every heart present: the arrival of Park Jimin of BTS. Since early morning, the streets surrounding the venue were packed. Hundreds, even thousands, waited anxiously. They knew big names would appear: Hollywood actors, supermodels, global singers. But the overwhelming energy in the air spoke truth. The loudest screams, the most hysterical tears, the purest joy, all were reserved for the man stepping out of the black car with tinted glass. When the door finally opened, Paris seemed to inhale a collective breath. Then time stood still. From the car emerged Jimin, dressed in a Dior suit never before shown on the runway. His sharp yet tender gaze, his simply styled but perfect dark hair, and his aura, indescribable in words, immediately owned the red carpet. The crowd erupted. Jimin, Sarangi Jimin, look here. Their voices blended into one giant wave of energy, so powerful it gave chills to those nearby. As if Paris, long hailed as the capital of fashion, had suddenly transformed into a BTS concert with Jimin as the lone star. Walking slowly, he offered a small smile that brought many to tears on the spot. There was something undeniable in that smile: warmth, sincerity, connection. Even seated among the world's top celebrities, Jimin conveyed the feeling that he belonged to everyone who loved him, to the armies screaming at the barricades with all their might. His outfit immediately sparked conversation. A sharp-cut blazer with soft curves at the waist, paired with slim black trousers and gleaming boots, made him look like a modern-day prince walking out of a fairy tale. No wonder the cheers grew wilder. Every detail seemed designed to mesmerize. But it wasn't just the clothes. Jimin possessed the rare ability to control the atmosphere with the smallest movements. When he paused, lifted his chin, and looked into the cameras with unwavering confidence, the entire venue fell under his spell. Even seasoned photographers, usually detached and professional, were caught squealing softly when their lenses captured his face.